And now we come into our Oscar-winning film in the Best Foreign Language Film category, and Mexico's first win here, as well as one for Best Cinematography and Best Director. And this is also the first time I'm actually legit reviewing a Best Picture nominated film. And no, my top 10 Oscar movies of 2017 doesn't count, even it felt like reviews. But as a solo video, here, it's legit. And of course, we all know what it is, Roma. This film is not only another black and white foreign language film, but also the first Netflix film to be nominated for Best Picture. And the film itself earned 10 nominations, tying it with The Favorite, as it got nominated for Best Picture, and it got 3 wins which I mentioned, and also got nominated for Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Original Screenplay, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Production Design. Making this film, along with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the foreign language film with the most Oscar nominations. And the main reason why it had a lot of Oscar contention, it's not because it's being considered one of the best movies of 2018, it's because of the director of the film, Alfonso Cuaron. And we know how he is as a director, especially his previous film, Gravity, which tied with American Hustle with the most nominations with a total of 10, and it got 7 wins, with Cuaron winning 2 for Best Film Editing and his first win for Best Director. But the thing why people thought, including myself, were thinking that this film was going to be the first foreign language film to win Best Picture, because there could have been 2 reasons. One, because Gravity did not win Best Picture of 2013, as it lost to 12 Years a Slave, and they would have a Cuaron film under his career to have the Best Picture title. And second, was because of the big migrant crisis down at the southern border in our country, and you know how Hollywood likes to talk about their politics. But that did not happen, as it went to Green Book. So the question is, do I think Roma deserved the win for Best Foreign Language Film, or did one of the 4 deserved it more? Cuaron's film is set during the early 1970s in Mexico City, as it focuses on a maid named Cleo, who works for a big family. And there's a bit of an issue, as the father of the family ended up absent, and Cleo ended up being pregnant from a guy. But with the help of the mother of the family, Sophia, and her kids, then she does have a great bond with the family, and a getaway to clear her mind a little bit. With those plots here, it seems like a life story, somewhat. But it's actually good. I can see why people love this film, specifically through Cuaron's directing here, since he not only directed the film, but also produced, written, shot, and edited the film. And since it's loosely based on his life, it makes sense why he is the MVP of the movie. There are a lot of scenes here that did surprise me, especially a scene where there's a forest fire on New Year's Eve, and you see the guy walking up to the screen and singing while the others clear the forest fire out. Even when Cleo's cleaning the dog mess, it is actually dog poop in the film. At least it didn't make me sick because it was in black and white. Also, the beach scene in the end. Won't give it away in how it's executed, but that scene is where you would see a lot of promotional material for the film, mainly through the posters. But if there was one thing that I was amazed about this film, was Yalitzia's Aparicio's performance as Cleo. She nailed the film hands down. I know this might be her only role she would get in mainstream movie contention in terms of Oscar movies, but hopefully we could see her in more movies in the future, even though she doesn't know a lot of English. In terms of the black and white, it actually works here, since it's usually sunny in the film. As for Cuaron's cinematography, honestly, I actually didn't really thought about it, because I usually think about the film's writing and the acting here. So if I did rewatch this film, I might look at it in a technical aspect. If there is any criticism here, it has to be Marina de Tavira's performance. Sure, her character does have a heart, especially to help Cleo with her pregnancy, but it didn't really stand out for me. And yes, some of the kids do get annoying, and the other maid is basically forgettable. So do I think this is a great film after thinking here? Definitely. I do recommend a watch here, and it's on Netflix, so it's easy. Even if you're not a person that's into a subtitle film that's in black and white, and it's from Mexico, but remember, it's directed by the guy who did Gravity, so why not? So now, wait a second. So now we come into a moment on the scaling from my least to the best in my opinion. Number 5, if you could tell based on my review yesterday, Cold War. Basically, a boring love story with that 4x3 frame in black and white that doesn't work. Number 4, Capernaum. Great main character, well shot, and a little message of child abuse, but the minimal amounts of dialogue makes it rather slow. Number 3, Shoplifters. Even it's somewhat similar to Capernaum, but it worked better on its ensemble and execution. Number 2, Roma. Yes, it is shocking here. As much as I love Yalitza Aparicio's performance, and Cuaron really did a great job on being the MVP of his film, but I already explained my issues here. And yeah, I actually went there. My number 1 favorite foreign film of the 5 and the one that should have won the Oscar is Never Look Away. I mean, what can I say? It's one of the most beautiful films I've seen that is not from the US, and all the 3 hours did work for me. So I really don't mind Roma winning foreign language film, but it really should have been Never Look Away. And also, I think it also should have won for Best Cinematography, but I would have preferred First Man to be the best looking film of 2018. As for Cuaron for director, honestly, it's not a bad direction, it's rather a boring choice. For me, it should have been Yorgos Lanthimos for the favorite. Cuaron winning director again is kind of like how Mahershala Ali won supporting actor again, which a lot of people thought was really boring, but I did like his performance, but he was in the wrong category though. If there was a place where Roma should have won in terms of the actual Oscar nominations, it would have been Best Actress for Yalitza. Don't get me wrong, I loved Olivia Colman's performance in The Favorite, but like Ali in Green Book, she's in the wrong category. Now what about Best Picture for me here? Do I think Roma should have won that? Well, if you remember last week, you might know what I said, and that's The Favorite. So no, I wouldn't choose it. In terms of my ranking from least to greatest in terms of the picture lineup, Roma for me is at number 7, right under Black Panther, A Star is Born, Vice, Bohemian Rhapsody, Green Book, and The Favorite, but right above BlacKkKlansman, which is the only Best Picture nominated film I didn't like. And yes, another overrated Oscar movie for me here. Now in terms if I had the foreign language category my way, I would have Roma and Never Look Away, but it's questioning with the other 3 slots. Some would easily say South Korea's Burning or Denmark's The Guilty, and those foreign films that did not make it on the shortlist, like Sweden's Border, which of course got nominated for makeup and hairstyling, Belgium's Girl, which got nominated at the Globes, Italy's Dogman, which got nominated at the BAFTAs, even the UK submission, I Am Not a Witch, which won for Best Debut by a British writer, director, or producer in 2017, and was eligible for the Oscars in 2018. So anyways, after this long discussion, it's time to end Foreign Week, and the last time I will say that, because for those who don't know, starting next year, the Academy is changing the foreign language category to Best International Film. So does it make any changes? We'll have to wait and see. So with that, we now come to the end of Foreign Week here. For those who are new, you can hit that subscribe button and comment down below on what your opinion on these films are. Do you think Roma deserved the win, or do you think one of the other 4 should have won, or do you think Roma should have won Best Picture? And in another week, we conclude the media that you guys will be excited the most, as I talk about a sequel to 2 video game characters going to the internet, an older brother time traveling, a sequel to a family of superheroes, with this time focusing on the mother of the family, a group of sick dogs in Trash Island, and the first animated movie, theatrically, on our web-slinging superhero, but also the first film to star one of the generations of this hero.